This is Police Interceptors.
Police Interceptors are real life one. I'm going to tell my kids about this.
And you're riding with the pride of Northamptonshire.
Speed 120.
Ace pursuit drivers.
Contact.
M+51.
With air support.
Got 2 out, stand by.
And a crack dog unit.
If you leave, you will get hit.
They bring down the bad guys.
I believe you're wanted, mate.
Keep the streets safe.
Put your arms behind your back.
Get on the floor.
And battle 24/7.
Get down on the floor.
In the war on crime.
Crash.
On the floor now.
Here's what it is, isn't it? We find them, we lock them up.
Coming up, a wham, bam, and reverse ram. A white van.
That's what they didn't want us to know about.
With a green load.
That's just pretty much ready to be bagged up and then dealt.
And a tough case to crack.
Please.
For Adam and the team.
In this bag are a number of white powdery rocks.
It's the wee small hours of a Sunday morning. While most folk are getting shut-eye, Interceptor Steve Knight has his eyes peeled for a silver beamer.
Just had information that we've got a stolen vehicle that was stolen yesterday morning is coming on to us. It's still a way off, so it's giving us a chance to make up a bit of ground and try and intercept it.
The Hot Wheels were apparently swiped in London. And the team's preparing a capital Northants welcome for the driver.
We've got all our traffic officers making and our ARVs, so we've got more than enough of us for any resolution.
As Knighty races to intercept, 15 miles away, Harrison and partner have beaten him to it. They're right behind the target car.
Currently lane 2, speed 80. Suitable driver, TPAC trained. Suitable advanced marked vehicle.
Harrison's one of the force's elite drivers, and he may need his whole box of tricks this morning.
Yeah, he's gone.
Vehicle increases speed. Speed is increasing to 90. Stand by, I'm going to have to light this up.
The blues are on and seem to have the desired effect.
Stand by, I have lit it up, the speed is 100. It's low risk at this stage. It is slowing, however, into lane 1, signpost at junction 7. It is reacting to the lights at the minute. It is slowing to 40.
Getting him to stop, however, is a taller order.
It's just approaching the red ATS.
For blue or red lights.
Through the red ATS, speed is increasing to 40. It's now rejoining the A14. It is failing to stop. Speed 50. It still remains low risk at the stage. It's confirmed, please. Tactical phase is authorised. Vehicle is now committed A14 again, junction 7.
The bad guy's Beamer has a top end of 155, and it's heading there in a hurry.
Speed is 100, remains lane 1. It is medium risk just due to the speed. The risk traffic is still light. Where's my nearest TPAC resources, please?
They need numbers to box him in.
2-4, I'm on 43 at the minute, trying to cut across country.
But Steve and Co are still a few miles out. Homing in on Harrison's comms.
It's a right. It's towards Rothwell. Speed 30. It's wrong side of the roundabout. It's safe for me to follow. I can see there's nothing coming through. We're now Rothwell. We're going to head towards the town centre.
Unable to shake his blue-like tail, the suspected car thief shows up for more desperate measures.
attempting reverse ram, but trying to close it up.
Harrison hugs the runaway's rear, cutting the distance so it can't gather speed.
Yeah, vehicle's reverse ram. Instead of got damage to the front, I think it's still safe to continue at the minute.
Outthought in the demolition stakes, the bad guy stakes his escape on a single-track road.
Taking the left. I think it's Church Lane. Speed is 30.
Harrison has his hands full, keeping reverse rams at bay. But the cavalry's coming in fast as an unmarked flies by on the inside. But a nifty shimmy and the bad guy's away.
Stopping again, it's attempted reverse ram. There's contact with the vehicle, and it's still safe for me to continue. It's speed 50, it's medium risk. He's reverse ramming, but he's braking heavily, so we're closing him up. We've got slight damage to the vehicle, but it's still safe.
This pursuit is now over 10 minutes old. After crashing across a cattle grid, this guy's dialed things up to 11.
Speed is increasing 60, it's medium risk. Still no deviation towards Armingworth.
Luckily, the roads are quiet because a head-on at these speeds could be fatal. And the bloke's erratic driving looks to be taking its toll on the Beamer.
He is struggling a bit, I think, on these roads. I think there's damage to the side of his vehicle. ARB's given the terrain. Do you want to come through if I get the chance?
There are now 3 in the stick, including a pair of armed response vehicles, though chances of passing on this lane are slim to none. But they now hit wider roads as the driver tears through a 30 at twice the speed limit. Doesn't look like he's giving way either.
Try and get it right at the next junction.
Cops have the numbers for a box. But can Harrison get past to make one?
It's wrong side of the roundabout.
The Interceptors are after a suspected stolen Beamer. The driver's willing to smash into cop cars.
Yeah, vehicle's reverse ram.
And needs stopping ASAP. It all hinges on Harrison getting by to become the front of a 3-car box. But there's no way past. Around 500 metres ahead,
approaching the junction with the A14.
Steve lies in wait.
Air direction made well, heavy braking, didn't keep it off the A14.
Welcome to the party, Nighty.
And the left on the A14 westbound at junction 2. Risk is medium.
The first dance is catch-up. And we might play a game of chase with Police Dog Blue in a bit. First things first, though. It's everyone back on the A14.
Enters the carriageway westbound to junction 2, lane 1, speed 65.
The cops have another go at a get-by. But the bad guy slams the door.
Speed 90, medium risk.
I will try and get by it. Obviously, it just keeps swerving, unfortunately.
At nearly a ton, this is high-stakes stuff, especially with the target's tendency to slam on the anchors.
If he breaks heavy again, we'll try and go in front of him.
The team plan their next move.
After the HUV.
They're going to attempt a box once past the lorry. But the suspect doesn't seem to have got the memo.
And it's off, junction 1.
He now has 6 units for company as the Interceptors swarm on this liability on wheels.
The right, towards Northampton, number 5199.
The epic pursuit is now 25 minutes in and they're desperate to bring it to an end.
This vehicle, if he slows, we might just have to suck it up and take a bit of damage to that vehicle and get from it.
Yeah, agreed.
With the risk to other road users increasing, Harrison spots his opportunity.
One vehicle is now in front.
He needs to hold his ground to box in the Beamer. But the bad guy isn't playing ball. Covering the road's one thing, but the grass verge is an entirely different matter.
Drop the game.
Vehicle's broke out of the spot.
The Interceptors might be a man down, but there's 5 units to take his place.
It's a curly male.
With the suspect thinking outside the box, time for plan B.
The mobile has got a stinger sight at the top of this road.
Spikes are primed up ahead. But the Beamer swerves the Stinger and detours round a village green.
Junction, right, onto the green, right, onto the green.
The suspect looks like he's looking for a spot to bail and leg it.
Off-road, it's possible vehicle.
But he's made the mistake of turning into a driveway.
Go back out.
Blue! Good lad!
Steve arrives at the gate to secure the perimeter. It's 3:30 in the morning.
Good lad, come through the door!
And whoever lives here now has a police dog, a stolen motor and 5 cop cars in their grounds.
Get into it. It's gonna run. Keep going. He can't get round, surely.
He can, and they've lost sight of their target. Until they clock tail lights in the back garden.
Right.
He's run out of lawn and got trapped in a corner.
Yeah, you can get in front of him.
But Interceptors know a cornered wrong and is sometimes the most dangerous kind. The ram hits with such force it sets off the ARV's airbags and injures one of the cops. But the getaway car is going nowhere now.
What's your name, experienced driver?
After a 35-minute pursuit, the suspect is finally in cuffs.
What's your name? Shut up.
Find out for yourself, mate. I'm telling you nothing, mate.
This charmer's ram police cars repeatedly, resulting in an injured officer and 2 damaged vehicles. It's a miracle no one was killed, but the bad guy doesn't give a monkeys.
I don't know about you lot, you dirty. Hello, police interceptors, I watch it all the time. Go on, get me up there, you dirty.
Stay down there, mate.
Well, I'll be getting up anyway, so you can just keep making
No.
yourself...
You don't make the decisions,
all right, mate.
mate.
Yeah, I don't make the decisions. It's all right, mate. What are you going to do, put me in prison?
Yep.
Don't bother me, you think I'm bothered? Mate.
They've nicked Catherine Tate, who's not bothered.
Dad, you got anything on you that we need to know about?
Yeah, I have. I've got a knife and I've got a gun.
Where have you got that?
I've got a gun.
Oh, whereabouts?
Up the arsehole. You're going to find out.
And that's how you talk yourself into a strip search.
Police Interceptors, my name. How you doing? You alright? I'm just glad I'm on Police Interceptors. I love that show.
Unfortunately, the feeling isn't mutual.
Could you provide us a sample of breath?
No, I wouldn't. You have to try and make me do it. but you wouldn't be able to.
You don't want to provide us with sample of breath
Not
then?
really, no.
Right, you're further under arrest if you fail to provide sample of breath.
That's right.
You don't have to say anything that may harm defence, but do not mention.
Thank you very
Point
much,
questions,
sweetheart.
submit to later in court, anything you can say, maybe not answer.
All right, sweetheart. Yeah,
No
lovely.
worries.
He stinks of booze, but the only thing he's prepared to blow is his own trumpet.
Have you got a driving licence at the minute,
I've got a
mate?
driving licence. Do I look like a driving licence?
Yeah, that's fine. Have you got a driving licence with you, mate?
Do I look like I've got one?
No,
I
no.
don't drive like you've got one.
He's lucky to be walking away in one piece. And finally, it's the dawn chorus filling the air rather than his big gob. He's off for a date with custody as Harrison reflects on the night.
Well, the experience, something like that, you know, you're trying to make so many decisions quickly. When someone's it's just driving like such an idiot, you know, swerving in excess of 110, 120 miles an hour across lanes, you know, actively every time you get near, he's trying to ram you, constantly reversing, trying to reverse ram. You know, we train for it, and ultimately he's the one in custody. Yes, we've got damage to 2 police vehicles, but you know, but it just shows us team working when you've got multiple units on it. We get the outcome we want.
Mr. Gobby pleaded guilty to dangerous driving, drink driving, criminal damage and driving without a licence or insurance. He awaits sentencing. He's also being investigated for theft of a motor vehicle and robbery. The case is ongoing.
Yeah, there's one person off the road today that needs to be off the road. Yeah, the very dangerous person.
In the age of Deliveroo and Amazon, it's easy to miss knock and run visitors on your doorstep. Interceptors are harder to ignore.
It's the police, can you let me in?
The only thing they deliver is 16 kilos of hardened steel. And they let themselves in.
Police officers!
Officer with taser, stay where you are!
They say the early bird catches the worm.
Firstly, good morning everybody. Appreciate you being here at 7:15 in sunny Wellingborough.
But a 7:15 briefing is all about having suspected dealers for breakfast.
This relates to an investigation that we've been conducting over the last 9 months for conspiracy to supply Class A and B drugs in Northamptonshire.
The plan is to raid a house, search for signs of dealing and bring in a man of interest.
You will be seeking the arrest of a significant individual operating in the group.
And if he is dealing from the house in question, he's got the brass to do it right under the cops' noses.
It's literally a stone's throw from the nick.
Next stop,
and then next left.
the target address.
You see where the cop cars are up there now.
Just in time for breakfast.
Our 7 time is exactly 800 hours.
0 to we all in position.
Roger.
The element of surprise is key. They don't want to give anyone inside a chance to dispose of anything dodgy. So they need to work fast.
Please! Please!
But the PVC door is proving a worthy adversary for the entry team.
Stay where you are! Please! Please! Make yourself known!
Stay where you are!
Make yourself known! Make yourself known in the address! Police, come on!
They found their target in an upstairs bedroom.
At this moment in time, you're under arrest for conspiracy to supply Class A drugs and Class B drugs. OK, the necessities for your arrest so we can conduct a prompt and effective investigation, prevent loss or damage of property and prevent a disappearance. OK, does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Cool. Have you got anything on you at all?
No, sir.
No? Is there anything in this address?
He's not fessing up, but if there is anything dodgy here, these guys will find it. And as the suspects led away to face the music, the team goes to work. They're specialists in searching a property and they don't miss a trick.
When I entered the address, he was stood here with the window open, looked outside, and this bag has been recovered. In this bag are a number of white powdery rocks. So this will be sent off and forensically tested to identify what the substance is, as well as forensics on the packaging to see who has touched this bag. One of the other officers have located this black bag as well. It's got a number of cannabis nuggets inside and scales with white residue on top. Here, my colleague as well is located phones, bank cards, 2 wraps with individual cannabis nuggets in, and clearly a large quantity of cash. All of this will be sent off and it builds a picture of what has been going on in this address.
The picture painted of goings-on behind the PVC door was not a pretty one, and the suspect inside is currently on bail after being charged with conspiracy to supply Class A and Class B drugs. He awaits his day in court.
These warrants are crucial in keeping people safe and disrupting criminal activity.
Still to come. Tooled up and looking sharp in Wellingborough.
Nasty looking machete.
And Rob
battered.
Fails to see eye to eye with a suspected drink driver.
You are clearly intoxicated or under the influence of something because of the fact you can't keep your eyes open.
We've got a confirmed cannabis grower here. Property's been broken into.
You just can't trust drug dealers. Even if you're one yourself, they'll break in and rob your crop like common criminals.
Whoever it was have just harvested after forcing entry. There's no plants here, it's just all the apparatus and what was here.
But cops are cracking down on this gang-on-gang crime. And Max Smith is after a van that may be involved. It's just pinged an ANPR camera nearby.
We've just been in our briefing for the morning and a van's just activated, which is of interest to us, which is linked to several burglaries of cannabis farms where I believe harm's clearly been done to people in those cannabis factories. And the people are standing for it's been linked for intelligence along with another vehicle.
That other vehicle is a VW Passat. And while other units hunt the Volkswagen, Max only has eyes for the van.
So it's hit the camera on the other side of town, but they've sort of said it's got links to pretty much everywhere around Wellingborough.
One of the most valuable bits of kit in an Interceptor's armoury.
We're just going to have a drive around really and see if we can spot it.
Is a copper's nose, and Max follows his straight to the target van.
Romeo Papa 1-4. Bravo Delta 5-7 is parked up in Duncan Court car park. It's not got any windows at the rear of it though, behind the driver, but it's definitely the same reg.
It looks like the van's empty, but Max doesn't want to spook any potential suspects nearby, so moves out of sight.
The van's parked up. There's going to be a cannabis factory being raided nearby. I suggest we get control of the van with a drone.
With the drone ready to lift off and monitor potential raids from above, Max prepares for the ground assault.
Put the car out of the way. I'm going to get a stinger sight just set up just here.
Max is a sharp operator with every skill in the book, including a knack with that tyre shredding bed of nails called Stinger. And if the van heads this way, there'll be a spiky surprise waiting.
I'm going to put the Stinger on the opposing side of the carriageway. Utilise the wall here as hard cover. Hopefully, if the plan goes, we've got another sting site set up further down the road, so if he comes out the car park and turns right, he'll meet one of my colleagues. If he comes this way, hopefully without him seeing me first, we'll be able to preemptively sting it, and then we've got TPAC resources just round the corner, so as soon as the vehicle's stung, they can move in and box it.
The van will be outmanoeuvred at every turn, but as Max lays the spikes, word comes in the suspects could be in the white Passat, which handily is headed this way. Max takes cover. Just in time, but he can't be sure if he's been clocked.
So the CC, which has gone past, which is the other vehicle linked to this, which may be carrying the people that are doing the jobs, may or may not have seen us, I don't know. And then it's sort of behind us right now.
A few streets away.
Control, I will say that needs stopping now. It's defence agreed.
5 Interceptor units now have the Passat in their crosshairs. They aren't certain the occupants are their targets, but the car's got intelligence on it.
Move up, move up, move up.
And needs stopping.
Stay off! Take your seatbelt off! Take your seatbelt off! Put it back down now! Put it down now!
Get out, get out.
Get down! Get on the floor! Put your body back.
There are 5 inside and enough bracelets for everyone.
Hands behind your back. At the minute, mate, you're detained for the purposes of Section 23 misuse of drug act search.
Have you got anything on you which could harm me or you at all? Such as blades, needles, knives, anything which basically I can cut myself on. Perfect.
A search of the car and the lads reveals that one of them has a small amount of weed. They'll all be taken down the station for a thorough search. Meanwhile, Max and the team have now secured the van.
As soon as we got out of the car, you can pretty much smell the cannabis straight away. It's very, very, very strong.
I did have a quick look on thermal. I can't see any.
It's no surprise.
That's what they didn't want us to know about.
To find what looks like freshly cut weed in the back.
That explains the smell.
And a bagful in the front.
So that's just pretty much ready to be bagged up and then dealt.
Where there's drugs, there's often weapons.
Oh, hello.
This could be used to harvest the weed.
Control from 550.
Nasty looking machete.
FIO in there.
Or for something far worse than farming.
Sort of tools that would coincide with burgling. Axes, crowbars, saws. If you're going armed up like that, then you're probably intent on either doing someone harm or being prepared to defend yourself if you need to.
It's a good haul for the Interceptors and a bad day for the bad guys.
Romeo Papa 1-4, there's a, I don't know, 3-foot machete in the back of this van as well.
There wasn't enough evidence to tie the suspects to the van, and no further action was taken. However, one of the passengers was given a caution for possession of cannabis, and the driver was convicted of possession of a bladed article after a knife was found in his boxers at custody. The weed and the weapons found in the van were destroyed.
That's what does most damage to the community, because we've got people walking around with stuff like this. Are you known to the police?
King David.
When Juliet asked Romeo what's in a name, she didn't care what he called himself.
King David? What, that's what you're known as to the police?
Yeah.
She'd obviously never been an interceptor.
I'm not convinced he's got a licence. He's got 2 date of births on PNC, 2 different names on PNC.
Time wasters spin more yarns than Shakespeare.
I cancelled my passport and my licence.
You can't cancel a driving licence.
And the name game's a right pain in the Coriolanus.
I just want to warn you, if we do find out you've been messing us about, you'll be getting arrested for wasting police time.
people think that by withholding their details, we won't be able to deal with them. But in truth, we've got systems that allow us to find out who they are. The worst case scenario for them is that we arrest them and take them to custody.
There's up to 5 vehicles as RTC. Junction of the lane, Glasgow Regis.
It's late Saturday afternoon. Rob Halfleet is responding to a crash in a notorious accident hotspot. And it looks like an all too familiar cause.
Drink driver that stumbled away from the scene, dressed in all black. They said he's wandered further down to 508.
Roger.
A suspected drunk motorist is on the run. But it seems help is at hand.
Sounds like a member of the public might happen to change.
Good on him.
It turns out the have-a-go hero is no ordinary punter.
Off-duty cop has also 10-6 with the PCSO and has done an arrest. So they've arrested the drunk driver.
Okay. It's interesting.
Rob's on scene.
Oh, he's done it properly.
And immediately recognises his off-duty colleague.
Oh, I don't believe that. It's HT.
Who gives him the lowdown.
Hello. Go on.
I'm going to be searching his vehicle.
Is he nicked?
Yeah, he's nicked for section 4.
Yeah, fine.
He wasn't nicked in the car, so technically I can't. He was nicked halfway down the road.
Roger.
Also been further arrested for failed stop.
Where was the... Oh, because he's nicked.
Because I nicked him halfway down the road.
There were only 2 cars involved in the crash, a Beamer and an Astra, and it was the Astra driver who was caught stumbling away from the scene by the off-duty copper halfway down the road.
You've been involved in a collision, my friend, and walked off, believed to be under the influence of alcohol and or drugs, okay? So for that reason, I'm going to request a specimen of saliva from you under Section 6 of the Road Traffic Act, okay, to see whether you've got either cannabis or cocaine in your system. Are you willing to provide me with that sample?
No, that's not.
Sorry?
No, that's not.
You're not, okay. I'm going to warn you that failing to provide me with a roadside specimen is in itself an offence. So bearing that in mind, I'm going to ask you one more time, will you provide me with a specimen of saliva for a preliminary test for cannabis or cocaine?
No.
You won't? Okay, fine.
Round 2.
Oh, I'm going to do exactly the same thing then with a specimen of breath.
Rob's only been a police officer for 6 years, but formed a strong dislike of drink drivers. And he's pretty sure this guy's had a skinful.
You are clearly intoxicated or under the influence of something because of the fact you can't keep your eyes open, okay?
My eyes are open.
They are now, but they haven't been. That's the first time they've opened for me. I don't need your elbow in my face.
His elbows are up, but Rob's more worried about booze-fueled knees-ups.
I'll go and get the box.
Yeah, no worries.
And Julie fetches the breathalyzer.
When I say go, I need you to lean forward because you're going to need to make a nice tight seal around the end of this tube for me.
But it looks to be a wasted journey.
Come on. I just need to get to your mouth. Lower something so I can get to your mouth, my man. Right, I'm not playing silly buggers.
I'm not.
Are you going to blow into this device or not?
I'm not.
You're not? Okay, fine. Thank you very much.
No worries.
Cool. So that was no to both.
A search of the car might explain his refusal. Plus, elbows aren't the only joints that may have been inside. Cops have found weed that could belong to a driver or passenger.
You tell me your name so I can deal with you here and now for being in possession of cannabis, because that's what I suspect you of. It's been found in the vehicle. There's 2 of you in there. No one's owning up to it, so I've got suspicion to nick you for it.
But just like his mate,
What's your first name?
the passenger is not cooperating.
I'll get a scan.
However, interceptors have ways of making you talk.
I've got a reader in here.
If Shy Guy's been in trouble before, then Rob's fingerprint scanner will ID him.
Silly boy.
Well, my silly boy.
How long have you got?
Because you're mucking about.
Right, don't take your finger off of it. Listen, don't try and hurt my fair hand. Sorry.
and they've had enough.
From an address in Milton Keynes.
I know he's been 09. Is it purely because he won't give details?
Rob tries to talk some sense into Silly Boy.
The only reason you're not carrying on your journey on foot today is because you won't give my colleague your details.
But he remains silly and shy.
Which seems rather silly.
No details means a trip to custody.
At the minute, you're going to custody one way or the other. What's the harm in giving me your correct details? Speak to your solicitor. Oh, don't panic, I won't be doing that. That's fine, you can spend the weekend in custody. Mind your arm.
Without the guy's ID, Rob's nickname is going to stick.
Silly Billy.
And Silly Billy has a date with custody along with the driver.
Oh no, if you want to go square it away, I'll sit with him until his taxi arrives.
Rob sums up his afternoon.
This chap, the driver's clearly gone out and enjoyed a few too many. He's under the influence of something and has caused an accident. The passenger here, who otherwise could be dealt with at the roadside, could be on his way, but for something as simple as not providing us with his details, he's going to have to come to custody to be formally identified. That's an inevitable trip to custody because of the state he's in and what's happened. His is not, and that's probably the thing that is most frustrating.
The driver, nabbed by an off-duty cop, pleaded guilty to fail to stop at an accident and failure to provide. He was banned for 30 months, ordered to do 150 hours of unpaid work and pay £199. No further action was taken against Silly Billy. Still to come.
We come and got the bike for a friend because it's his dad's bike and it's on an air tag, so we just come and found it.
High-tech likely lads claim they're heroes, not villains, despite a stolen bike.
Okay. This looks terrible. It looks terrible.
It's estimated only 1 in 4 victims of motor theft will see their pride and joy again. But the public are fighting back, with more and more fitting trackers onto our prized possessions.
Certainly when I started in my policing career, trackers were only on top-end cars just because of the technology that was involved. But now, of course, with the invention of AirTags and other much smaller and much more available devices, people put their own trackers on pretty much anything from pedal cycles to their expensive cameras, drones, or even in their own cars, just in case they get stolen. You know, they're sort of under 40 quid retail, so it really does make it available to everybody now to keep track of their precious items.
It's Thursday and bombers aiming to drop on some stolen wheels.
So, a motorbike has been stolen and the owner put a tracker of some description on it, whether it's an Apple AirTag or something like that, and they've got it pinging up in Corby in a housing estate. I don't think it's moving at the moment.
The bike might not be moving, but Bomber certainly is.
Yeah, so I'm going to meet the dog, one of the dog mobiles over there. Hopefully recover some stolen property and get some bodies in the bin.
Bomber's soon on scene where dog handler Brad and trusty hound Piper have found a group of lads with what looks like the suspected stolen moped.
2 seconds. Oh, excuse me.
Right, can you tell them what's going on? Yo, you don't need to give me that, I promise you, bro. Wait, it's not what it seems.
Yeah, I'll find out.
Yo, I'm not.
Who are you?
Junior Johnson.
You and
who?
We're doing someone a favour. Wait, see, this looks terrible. This actually looks terrible.
From first impressions, it looks like Brad's caught them hook, line and sinker.
Yeah, so when I've turned up, the little lad, the little ginger lad, he was like, he just finished wheeling it to there. There was obviously the car full of lads here, and then he's sort of looking over his shoulder. So what I was expecting to happen was the bike to be thrown to the floor and him to start giving it legs across there. So he's probably about, I don't know, 10 seconds away if he'd have done that from getting the police stop.
But the lad didn't run and protests his innocence.
We come and got the bike for a friend because it's his dad's bike and it's on an air tag, so we just come and found it.
Okay.
This looks terrible. It looks terrible. This is not what it is. God.
Okay.
Time to use a lifeline, and it's phone a friend, the owner of the bike.
The lad on the phone,
with
his bike. Yeah.
We're on the phone to the owner.
Yeah, no, that's fine, right. We'll get to the bottom of it. Just, at the moment, like you said, it don't look very good, does it?
No, it doesn't.
But we'll work it out.
Outside of the job, Bomber's a big rugby fan, but he also has a very hands-on approach at work.
Right, I'm just going to hang on to you.
Yeah, it's alright, mate, no worries.
Romeo Papa, 1-4.
The likely lad doesn't look like a sprinter.
So if I let go of you...
I'm not going to run. I'm gonna...
But just to make sure...
Good. In fact, I'm going to stand you in front of this dog van.
It's alright.
Right?
I ain't going to run, I ain't going to run.
And I'll open that door if you run.
You can check air tag into everything.
Okay, don't touch the cage.
Piper doesn't look like she's had her lunch.
Can I pass you a reg?
This looks terrible. This looks so dodgy. I know it does. I've never seen a more dodgy moment.
While they work out the story on two wheels,
Roger.
Bomber turns his attention to the four.
What's your name, mate?
Casper.
Casper? Whose van's it? Whose car's van? Your car?
Today.
You bought it today?
Everything, yeah.
Okay. Got any proof?
Of insurance?
Well, of anything.
I taxed it today as well.
Okay.
You want to see the tax?
Yeah, please.
I don't drive around in cars without insurance.
Bomber's not convinced.
Is that true?
That's after I come out of jail, man.
I was going to say, I've definitely dealt with you for no insurance.
In my BMW?
And yeah.
He took my BMW 530 off me?
Yeah, because you had no insurance.
Or license.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
But this driver is legit.
Yeah, there it is. Is that what you want, is it?
Yeah, of course.
Updated.
Oh yeah, good lad.
Would have ripped Junior's insurance. I don't like them dogs. You found it?
Yeah.
And it seems these lads are local legends after all.
Someone has stolen it. We've got sent here from our friend with an Apple tag, yeah? Went and found it in the back, in the bushes, bring it to here, next minute, Interceptors, all of that. I mean...
God, I'm not doing the good deed again.
Right, sweet. So we'll let these go.
Hey, we're all good. We're in the clear to 5. Yeah.
For now. For now.
They're free to go.
Get it recovered.
That looked terrible. Terrible, man.
But they're not quite finished with their good deeds for the day.
What are you doing? I could still help push us back.
Yeah.
No. Do you not want help?
Well, not unless they authorise. I don't think we can do that, though.
As the moped's been reported nicked, it will need to be recovered. But it's a good result for the Interceptors and for the Fantastic Five.
Right, we've sort of got to the bottom of it all now. We've got these lads. Turns out they are they're a friend of the owners. We've got the bike. Can we organise recovery, please?
Yeah, I've done a good deed and it just went horrible. Trying to take the bike back to my friend's house and yeah, they've all pulled up and now I'm here. But I've got the clear, don't worry. It's alright.
See you later, fellas.
Yeah,
maybe, maybe not.
Maybe not.
Put your seatbelts on.
Hope I don't see you again, innit? My belt's on, man.
There was no further action taken against the lads. The stolen moped was returned to its rightful owner. And without any runners, Piper has to settle for a liquid lunch.